Jefferson County 911.
Yeah, there's some going on at Columbine High School. Someone's shooting a gun.
Do you know if anybody's injured?
Yes.
They've got pipe bombs, Uzis, you name it, buddy.
You're shitting me.
I'm not. A student hit in the spine at Columbine. Okay.
We've got another kid shot in the head.
He's shot in the head?
Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
We have automatic weapons, okay?
Yes.
All right. You guys send lots and lots of paramedics. So he's still under an attack?
Yes, sir. The school is still under attack.
We got a couple kids out in the hall that are shot, so they're trying to get to them. And do not let anybody else in until we know.
County 911.
Yes, I am a teacher at Columbine High School. There is a student here with a gun. He has shot out a window.
Okay. Has anybody been injured, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the school is in a panic. And I'm in the library. I've got students down under the tables, kids. Heads under the table. I saw a student outside. I was in hall duty. Oh, dear God. Okay. I was on hall duty. I saw a gun. I said, what's going on out there? And he turned the gun straight at us and shot. And my God, the window went out. And the kid standing there with me, I think he got hit.
We've got help on the way, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Stay on the line with me.
Oh, God. He's shooting in the library right now. He's firing shots from the library.
Firing shots in the library.
Our way, do we need to leave?
Okay, hold on here.
They just shot somebody inside the cafeteria. I'm going to have to try and get out here and call you back.
Okay. Call them before trying to find out where I'm supposed to go and put me on hold for an hour. Hi, it's Wendy at CNN still. Oh, hi, Wendy. We're just taking names and numbers right now for the press. Okay. Get back to you? Okay, because Fox has somebody on now. Huh? Fox has somebody from your office. I know. We've talked to a whole bunch of people, and it's just, you can only do so many because we got so many more calls coming in.
I got to get to my daughter at Columbine. I've been trying for an hour. I can't get anywhere near there. I got to get no information.
Sir? Okay, calm down, okay?
Well, I think we're entitled to information and parents on where our children are.
We have a lot of units out there right now.
Tell me I can't get anywhere near it. I want to find out how to get in touch with my daughter. How do I get information on my daughter?
I don't have any of that information right now. I do.
Why in the hell not? Get over now. My son is Eric Harris, and I'm afraid that he might be involved in the shooting at Columbine High School.
It involves how?
He's a member of what they're calling the trench coat mafia.
Have you spoke with your son today, Mr. Harris?
No, I haven't. Have they picked up anybody yet? Or
They're still looking for suspects. Your son is with who? What gang?
Well, they're calling them the trench coat mafia. I just heard that term on TV.
Stay low, because if you try to leave, I don't want you to get shot, okay? Stay very low and quiet. So he said to stay right, stay low and quiet. Stay right here. Okay? Everything's very quiet.
When the shooting was over, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold had killed 12 students and 1 teacher. Dozens of others were wounded by the over 900 rounds of ammo that were fired. It is believed that the guns that they used were all legally purchased at stores and gun shows, and many of the bullets were bought at the Littleton Kmart just down the street.
Are we homicidal in nature? Because in Europe, in Australia, most other free world countries, they don't have this. They don't have people who snap and go on murderous rampages.
Well, no, they're just like us. I mean, they have the occasional person that snaps and kills a lot of people. Or how about a British soccer riot? Those aren't Quakers there.
Every time that I bring up comparisons with other free world countries, what I hear is, oh, our culture is so different. We're so different. And as you said, they have violent video games, they have violent movies, they have alienated youth. They, like us, don't have prayer in schools. What is so radically different? What is it about us?
What is it?
What is it?
What is it?
What is it? I don't know.
How many people are killed by guns each year? In Germany, 381. In France, 255. In Canada, 165. In the United Kingdom, 68. In Australia, 65. In Japan, 39. In the United States, 11,127. But who was to blame? All the experts had an answer.
Angry, heavy metal subculture. Where were the parents?
Violent movies.
South Park.
Video games.
Television.
Entertainment.
Satan.
Cartoons. Doom.
Society.
Toy guns. Drugs.
Shock rocker. Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson has canceled the last 5 dates of his U.S. tour out of respect for those lost in Littleton. But the singer says artists like himself are not the ones to blame.
This is perhaps the sickest group ever promoted by a mainstream record company.
After Columbine, it seemed that the entire focus on why the shootings occurred was because the killers listened to Marilyn Manson.
I'm Nicole Schlieve. And I'm Amanda Lamontagne.
And you went to Columbine?
Yes.
And you were with Eric and Dylan in their class?
Yeah, we were in their bowling class.
You were in their bowling class?
Yeah.
What's bowling class?
It's just an elective you can take for a gym credit.
Where's the educational value of this?
I guess there isn't really any.
There's not.
Is there any?
Yeah, I learned how to bowl a lot better.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
What were Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold like?
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
not very
I
social.
didn't really know who they were.
Yeah. Not very social. Just kind of kept to themselves.
How good of bowlers were Eric and Dylan?
When we played them, all I remember is they were just like crazy. They would just like chuck
it down there.
Throw the ball down there. Didn't really care too much about how they bowled.
They didn't really care about their scores.
What were the suspects doing the morning of attack? I told you that I'd heard that they were bowling. That's the only thing I'm aware of.
So did Dylan and Eric show up that morning and bowl 2 games before moving on to shoot up the school? And did they just chuck the balls down the lane? Did this mean something?
Well, I guess they went into their favorite class.
Why wasn't anyone blaming bowling for warping the minds of Eric and Dylan to commit their evil deeds? Was it not just as plausible as blaming Marilyn Manson? After all, it was apparently the last thing they did before the massacre. But wait a minute. There's lots of bowling going on in other countries. And don't they listen to Marilyn Manson in Germany, the home of sinister goth music?
Zum Gothic Festival.
Don't they watch the same violent movies in France?
No.
Most of the violent video games are from Japan. Many people in America believe that it's the breakup of the family unit that's caused so many wayward youth to turn to violence.
Just save me the trouble. I'll run away and kill myself. How'd you like that? You can't keep me here.
But statistics show that there are more broken homes and divorce in Great Britain than in the U.S.
It's official. Fergie's marriage has ended.
Liberals contend that it's all the poverty we have in America that causes all this violence. But the unemployment rate in Canada is twice what it is here. Of course, most people say it's because we Americans have a violent history, a violent past. Cowboys and Indians, the Wild West, a history of conquering and bloodshed. Well, if that's all it takes to end up with such a violent society like we have in America, how do you explain this?
I just love these boulevards down here, though.
Yeah.
You don't get this in most of LA.
How come whenever
They're
I'm
all
out here,
gone.
though, I turn on the 11 o'clock news and, you know, I hear, you know, tonight in South Central, drive-by shooting, or tonight in South Central, this, that, or whatever. I mean, I mean, they're not making that up, are they?
No, they're not making it up, but they're choosing what they're covering. If you turn on TV, on the news, what are you going to hear about? Dangerous black guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unnamed black guy who, you know, accused of some crime, or you're going to see pictures of black guys doing bad things and hearing stories about black guys doing bad things. And we've heard this our whole lives.
Now, the suspect is a black male in his 20s. We are told he has a large afro, sideburns. He was wearing a silver chain at the time.
Police say the suspect is a black man, 6'1", 160 to 180 pounds, about 35 years in age.
Suspect is a black male, aged 16 to 18.
The suspect is African-American. Police
say
a black man. Suspect.
Suspect.
The suspect is a black male.
A black man.
Black man. A black male.
Male.
Man. Black.
My favorite statistic in all the research I did discovered that the murder rate had gone down by 20%. The coverage, that is how many murders are on the evening news, it went up by 600%.
The American people are conditioned by network TV, by local news, to believe that their communities are much more dangerous than they actually are. For example, here in this community, crime has decreased every year for the past 8 years, yet gun ownership, particularly handgun ownership, is on the increase.
Crime rates have been dropping. Fear of crime has been going up. How can that be possible? It doesn't make any sense. But it makes perfect sense when you see what we're hearing from politicians and seeing in the news media.
So we're right here on the corner of Florence and Normandy. This was kind of ground zero for the LA riots.
Right. You know, if a couple of white guys go down and walk around South Central, they're going to get killed, which I can tell you is a common perception. The odds that something's going to happen to us are really, really slight, minuscule.
Right. Okay.
But, you know, if you look up there, you get a different symbol of the Hollywood sign. It means something very different than the corner of Florence and Normandy for most Americans and most of the world. You know, it means glamour and Hollywood, except that we can't see it.
I can't see the Hollywood sign.
Right.
Where is it?
Right. You can't see it because of something that's probably much more dangerous for us right now, which is the stuff we're breathing.
The pollution that's blocking the Hollywood sign. We're breathing this.
That's far more dangerous than all the other stuff the media is telling us to be afraid of.
Right.
Where are you supposed to be right now?
School.
Aren't you worried about what you're not learning?
I'm mostly helping everybody else in the class. Then I barely get to do my work, period.
How about you? You're not worried about your education?
Well, I've got the textbook.
Why do you think we have so many gun murders in America?
I have no idea. People must hate each other or something.
Oh, you mean Canadians don't hate each other?
Well, we do, but we don't go to the point of shooting somebody just to get revenge.
What do you do?
I don't know. Tease them, maybe. Make fun of them, ridicule them. Throw eggs at them.
Eggs. How many gun murders in Sarnia this year?
None.
Last year?
I believe we had one at the time.
Year before that?
I can't recall what we had in the way of...
Maybe one in the last 3 years?
Probably, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very low for the city.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, there's no murders here because there's only 70,000 people, and it's the kissing capital of the world. So I went down the river to another Canadian city that was 5 times as large as Sarnia, Windsor, Ontario, just across the river from Detroit. I was sure there'd be more murders in Windsor.
Ever hear of anyone being shot by a gun in Windsor?
No.
You remember any murders here?
There was one long time ago, probably.
How long ago? In your lifetime?
In my lifetime, probably about 15, 20 years ago, there was one murder.
In fact, this Windsor policeman told me that the only gun murder he could recall in Windsor in the last 3 years was committed by a guy from Detroit. who had a stolen gun from Minnesota. With nearly 400,000 people in the Windsor area, there were simply no Canadians shooting other Canadians. I thought it might be time for some fun facts about Canada. I hit the streets of New York to find out what the average American thought about our friendly neighbor to the north.
Canadians don't watch as much violent movies as Americans do.
That's wrong. Hordes of young boys all throughout Canada eagerly await the next Hollywood bloodbath.
And then I wanted the guy get his leg taken off.
Oh, wow.
And there was a lot of girls there. Yeah. Yeah, and naked.
Yeah.
Naked at one point. I like that stuff.
Well, what movie did you guys see tonight?
Sixth Day.
Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Did it make you want to come out here and play this shoot-'em-up game?
Well, yeah.
There's no poverty in Canada like there is here in the States.
Wrong again.
Actually, we've also had a much higher unemployment rate. When Michigan was running at 4%, we were still running at 8 or 9%. We had to almost have an institutional unemployment rate.
I think there'd mostly be white people in Canada.
That's strange. Because when I'm in Canada, I see black people everywhere. And yellow people and brown people, and 13% of the country is non-white. So the Canadians are pretty much just like us, and the reason that they have so few murders has to be because they've got so few guns.
What kind of guns do you own?
I hunt. I own rifles and shotguns. I own pistols.
Mm-hmm. So how many guns total?
Probably about 7.
7 guns? Yeah. You have a gun?
I have a few guns.
Really? How many guns do you have?
Half a dozen.
You could name how many people right now that own guns that you know? 2, 3, a dozen?
More than that.
Well, there's a tremendous amount of gun ownership, being the nature of the country we are. We're a large country geographically. We grew up with hunting and fishing being a tradition.
In Canada, with a population of just around about 30 million, there's about 10 million families, and the best estimate is somewhere in the region of 7 million guns.
Wow. Canada was one gun-loving, gun-toting, gun-crazy country.
Where can I get a gun?
I can buy a gun uptown anytime I want it.
I see you're a Glock owner. Where can I get a Glock in Canada?
Most gun stores will sell them to you if you have the proper permits and stuff.
In fact, despite all their tough gun laws, take a look at what I, a foreign citizen, was able to do at the local Canadian Walmart.
All right, where's the ammunition at?
Where's the ammunition?
Yeah.
Back here. What kind are you looking for?
You know, like bullets.
That's right. I could buy as much live ammunition as I wanted to in Canada.
You take American? Do you lock your doors?
No.
Are you afraid of anything?
Not only, no.
Do you lock your doors at night?
Nope.
You don't lock your doors? Well, are you afraid of anything?
Not really.
Have you ever been broken into?
Yes, I have.
What happened?
They broke into my home. I wasn't there. They broke in. They stole some booze, some cigarettes, and they left. So I figured it must have been some teenagers out there having a little bit of fun, and that's all they took though. Just some booze and some cigarettes.
Have you ever been a victim of crime?
Yes.
What kind of crime?
I've had people walk in while I've been sleeping and vandalize my home and steal from me.
And Dad didn't want to make you lock your doors at night?
Nope. Nope.
As an American with 3 locks on his doors, I found this all a bit confusing. Even here in Toronto, a city of millions, people just didn't lock their doors.
So you don't lock your doors, but we Americans do. Why is that? You must be afraid of your neighbor.
You ever leave your doors unlocked at home? Yeah, you do?
Sure.
Where do you live?
Right around here.
Toronto?
Right around here. Right around here.
You leave your doors unlocked?
Yeah.
Do you think, as Americans, that the lock is keeping people out of your place? We as Canadians see it more as when we lock the door, we're imprisoning ourselves inside.
You don't want to do that?
Not really, no. We don't want to. No.
I decided to go unannounced to a neighborhood in Toronto to see if this unlocked door thing was true.
Oh, hi. Sorry, just checking. Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Nobody locks their doors. Nobody locks their doors in this town.
No, you want to lock?
Yeah? No. No. Do you like living here?
I like it very much.
Yeah, and the T-shirt?
The T-shirt too.
This door was wide open. And you're not afraid?
Yeah. Should I be afraid?
Well, I don't know. You
no,
live
I
here.
don't think I'm afraid.
You're not, are you?
No.
Thank you very much.
All right, no problem.
I'm sorry about the intrusion.
No problem.
And thank you for not shooting me.
No problem.
Okay.
No.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
As an American, I gotta say, this all seemed kind of strange until I looked up at the TV in the bar and noticed what they watch for their evening news.
They're friends of ours. We'll certainly listen to them courteously and carefully, but you don't just make war just because someone says so.
Night after night, the Canadians weren't being pumped full of fear. And their politicians seemed to talk kind of funny.
Do that is making sure they have proper daycare, that they have assistance for their parents when they're elderly and need to be in an old age home, that they have proper health care that ensures that they won't lose their business or their house because they can't afford their medical bills. That's how you build a good society. No one wins unless everyone wins, and you don't win by beating up on people who can't defend themselves. And that's been the approach, unfortunately, that's been spreading with some of the right-wing governments across North America, that they pick on the people that can't defend themselves, and at the same time they're turning around and giving financial support and tax breaks and tax benefits to people that don't need them.
Where are the indigent in the city? Where do they live? Indigent? You act like you've never heard the word before.
We don't have that problem here, really.
So I asked them, well, could you at least take me to a Canadian slum? And, well, this is what a ghetto looks like in Canada.
Is this the same sort of mentality that says with Canadians, you think if somebody gets sick, they should actually be able to have health care?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Why?
Because it's human rights. Everyone's got the right to live.
Did you just come out of the emergency room?
Yes, I did.
And how much did you have to pay for your treatment?
I wouldn't know what the bill is. It's covered by our hospital plan.
So you're telling me you didn't have to pay anything?
No, I don't.
I have family that lives in the States. I used to live in Canada and moved over there. And it's so different.
They get afraid more easily.
Oh, yeah. Yep, very much so. Because everybody reacts over there just like that. They don't stop and think. First reaction is pull the gun out. You're on my property. You know, like, I don't know. It's just different over here.
Where do you live?
Detroit.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Come over to Canada here for the night?
Right.
Uh-huh.
People a little bit more open-minded over here, a little bit more welcoming.
Yeah.
Feel any difference when you cross over to this country? Be honest now, come on.
It's a lot lighter.
This segregation over there is definitely much more
in the United
intensified.
States.
Intensified in the States, yeah. So you can feel it.
Almost like they just let you be.
Well, that's Canada for you.
Every time I turn on the TV in the States, it's always about a murder here, a gunfight, hostile position.
I just think the States, their view of things is fighting. That's how they resolve everything. If there's something going on in another country, that, you know, they send people over to fight it. And Canada's more just like, let's negotiate, let's work something out, where the States is, well, we'll just kill you and that'll be the end of that.
If more guns made people safer, then America would be one of the safest countries in the world. It isn't. It's the opposite.